Hi and welcome to Rise and Thrive Yoga's New to Yoga series, week 2, class flow. So in our last class, we went over some new poses we used some blocks and we got to standing poses and some balance poses. So today we're going to put all of those together into a class flow. So this is what you would see in one of my yoga videos if you haven't done one before, or if you went to a studio for a class. So we're putting together what we learned in the real life setting so that you can feel comfortable and confident to practice yoga wherever you are, whether it's home or away. So let's get started. We're going to start in easy pose or whatever seated pose feels good for you today. Let's just start with a soft gaze and just get in touch with our breath, ground down into our practice, let go of the day thus far, kind of separate our mind and body from whatever we were just doing, and center into our practice to relax our mind and body and strengthen it. So just taking a few slow, deep breaths here. You can practice that Ujjayi breath that we learned in the last class, so breathing in and out through your nose, slightly constricting your throat on the exhale to make that ocean sounding breath sound. Awesome. You can open your eyes or bring your gaze up. So we're going to start with our hands out to our sides, palms up. We're going to inhale both arms up. Palms come to touch. Reach up, stretch up, really lengthen that spine. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring our arms down to cactus pose. So our arms are at a 90-degree angle at the elbow, bringing our shoulder blades down and back. Our shoulders are resting away from our ears. Our core is engaged, belly button towards spine. And we can feel both of our sits bones or both of our glutes pressing lightly into the mat or floor. And then we're going to bring both hands together. Both forearms together, both elbows together, pressing those fingertips lightly together, palms together. And then from here, we're going to inhale, lift the elbows slightly. Exhale to lower back to start. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Awesome. Now we're going to open our arms back to cactus. Inhale, both arms up. Palms are facing the front. Exhale, back to cactus. Awesome. Inhale up. Exhale, back to cactus. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, back to cactus. Now we're going to stay in cactus and do a little twist. So staying here, arms are going to stay the same. We're going to twist at our core. So we're going to inhale here. Exhale as we twist towards the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Right, we're on the right. Whichever way you're going is fine. Even if it's not the same way I'm going. We're just inhaling back to center, exhaling to the side, getting some rotation in our spine. One more. Awesome. Drop those arms. They might be feeling a little bit heavy right now. All right, so we're going to do a little side bends now. So we're going to bring our right hand down to the mat, lifting our left arm up and over for a side reach. So we're lifting those left fingertips up and over. You can walk this right hand out a little bit further if you'd like, but just keep in mind while you're doing that to keep both sits bones really glued to the mat so that we're really getting into that side stretch. Awesome. You want your crown of your head like to be going towards the ceiling, so think of like a string attached to your spine. It's lifting up and lifting over. And the more you do yoga, the more you'll kind of get these feelings of lifting up, lifting over that I'm describing. So nice slow breaths here. One more. We're gonna inhale, both arms up, and switch sides. So dropping that left hand down to the mat, reaching that right arm up and over, fingertips really reaching. Core is engaged, belly button to spine. An option to walk that left hand out a little bit here. Some people even come all the way down, putting their forearm on the mat, but as long as you can keep that sit bone still there. And really lifting up and then over. If anything's pinching or twinging, go to a place where it's not, because we want to feel the stretch, but we don't want to feel pain. All right, coming back to center. Awesome, we're just gonna do a quick neck stretch here. So bringing our right arm over to the left side of our head and just gently pulling that right ear towards that right shoulder. Left hand's down on the mat, on your fingertips. So we're not pulling, we're just gently guiding. Again, go to where there's a stretch, no pain. If this causes any pain, please don't do it. And smile. Concentrating on your breath. One more deep breath. Blow it out. Awesome. Release that arm down. Switching sides, bringing the left arm up to the right side of the head. Right fingertips tented on the mat. And bringing that left ear a little bit closer to your shoulder. Stretching the side of the neck. One more deep breath here. Blow it out. Awesome. Releasing that down. And now we're going to make our way to table pose. So up on hands and knees. So our fingertips are spread wide. Fingertips lightly pressing into the mat. Tops of our feet lightly pressing in the mat. Knees are about hips width apart. And right stacked right underneath your hips. And your back is flat. Engage that core, bring your belly button to your spine. So now we're gonna do some cat-cow to warm up our spine, and then we're gonna move it to the side. So let's start with some cat-cow because we've been really working on that. So we're gonna inhale, chin and chest come forward slightly, dropping belly to mat, arching that back, and then exhaling, pushing away from the mat, bringing your chin towards your chest, lower back rounds, and looking back at those toes in between your legs. Again, inhaling, chin and chest come forward, looking forward gently, exhaling back. One more time, inhaling forward, slowly exhaling back, trying to make that exhale a little bit longer than your inhale each time. And then inhaling back to tabletop and exhaling. So we're back in neutral, looking down at the mat in between our hands. And now we're going to do what's called a C curve. So we're going to inhale here while in tabletop, in neutral tabletop. And then we're going to exhale. We're going to look over that left shoulder, looking back towards our left hip and kicking that left hip out. So almost like you're making a C or like a banana shape with your side body. All right, so inhaling here in tabletop. Exhaling, looking over that left shoulder, looking back towards your left hip. Inhaling back to center to tabletop. And then now we're going to switch sides and go to the right. So exhale to the right, looking back over that right shoulder if you can, or out to the side, looking back at that right hip, making a nice C curve with that right hip. Inhale back to center. Exhale, switching sides to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the right. And do one more on each side, concentrating on your breath. Awesome. All right, so from here, we're gonna go to a standing pose. So get to that, whichever way works well for you. I like to walk back to a hero pose and then make my way up from here. But that's just how I do it right now. All right, so starting in mountain pose, We're gonna do kind of the flow that we did yesterday. So if you have some blocks or boxes or books you used, grab those now. So I'm gonna place my blocks down right now on the highest, standing in mountain pose. My arms are by my side, fingertips spread wide, grounding down into my feet, which means pressing all my toes into the mat, my heels, really standing tall, really flexing those upper thigh muscles, almost like you're pulling your upper thighs up to kind of pull your kneecaps up a little bit. So you're nice and strong, shoulders down and back. Awesome. So from here, we're gonna go into a forward fold. So we're gonna start with our hands on our hips because we wanna get that nice tilt in our hips so we're not rounding our lower back so much. So we wanna tip right at the lower back, bending your knees, nice strong bend in the knees. See how my back goes flat first, and then I'm gonna release, bringing my head towards the floor, so the top of my head towards the floor, and my chest coming towards my thighs. And then again, you can adjust your blocks, or if you don't have your blocks, you can go all the way down to the ground, either tented fingers on your fingertips or palms on the mat. All right, so that's forward fold. Then we're gonna come up to halfway lift. So pressing into those blocks, keeping slight bend still in those knees, and nice flat back. Awesome. Then we're gonna forward fold again, this time going into ragdoll. So we're gonna grab opposite hand to opposite elbow, chest towards knee, or towards your upper thighs, shaking your head yes, or actually nodding your head yes, shaking your head no, and then slowly rounding all the way back up to mountain pose. Awesome. All right, so coming back to mountain again, hands by your sides. I'm just gonna turn so you can see. We're just gonna take a few deep breaths here because we've been bent over for a few breaths. So inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Again, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. One more time, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. Awesome. All right, so we're gonna do that whole flow again. So mountain, halfway lift, ragdoll. All right, so again, in front of your blocks, if you have them, in mountain pose, hands come to the hips. Start with a slight bend in your knee, hinging forward on the hips, really bending those knees, coming down to your blocks or the floor, bringing chest towards your thighs, nice bend in the knees, crown of your head moving towards the mat. Take a deep breath in here, blow it out, then rising back up to halfway lift, flat back, still a nice bend in the knees, but flat back, so find your flat back. If you don't have blocks, you can also put your hands right below your knees if that works, and everyone's proportions are different, the lengths of their arms and their legs. So this right here with my hands about mid-shin, I get a nice flat back. For some people, it's gonna be up here, and for some people, it's gonna be a lot lower. So sometimes it's good to do this in front of a mirror and see what works for you. All right, then we're gonna forward fold again. Chest comes to thighs, and go into ragdoll. So grabbing opposite hand to opposite elbow, nod your head yes, shake your head no, and then take a deep breath in, and as you blow it out, slowly rounding all the way back up to mountain pose. Awesome. All right, so you can move the blocks off to the side, but keep them for later on if you have them. All right, so now we're gonna go into our balanced tree pose. So starting in mountain again, step back a little bit. All right, so hands by our side, lifting the toes, dropping them down, lifting the heels and dropping them down. So we're nice and grounded, nice and balanced, bringing hands to our hips, roll your shoulders down and back, standing tall. Now we're gonna really put our balance in that left foot. Then we're gonna lift the right heel, bringing that to the inside of our left ankle. And our right knee is gonna open to the side. So we're opening through that hip crease, opening out to the side. So this is our first position for tree pose. So remember, our arms can be hips, heart center, or we can grow our tree, just keeping our shoulders away from our ears, dropping them down our back. So find what feels good here for you right now. And take a few deep breaths. If you're feeling really stable in that left foot, and remember a nice micro bend in that left knee as well. Forgot to tell you that. And so you can either stay here, if you're feeling balanced and strong and wonderful, and this is the best place for you in the moment, or you can bring the foot to the inside of your lower leg, or grab it and bring it all the way up. So see what feels good for you today. I think I'm feeling the middle. Again, wherever you are, that right knee is opening up to the side, standing tall, pushing into that left foot, pushing that right foot against either your ankle or the inside of your leg, wherever it is. Find your drishti point, so your unmoving point to stare at to help focus your balance. And if you get a little weeble wobbly, don't worry, reset. Take a couple more deep breaths here. And then we're going to drop everything down. Awesome. We're going to do that side to side movement, just kind of shaking it out. So hips, feet a little bit wider than hips, and just turning, rotating through the core. Arms by your side. Inhaling one way, exhaling to the other. Nice slight bend in your knees. Awesome. All right, so coming back to mountain, we're going to switch to tree on the other side. So grounding down into that right foot. Arms are strong, shoulders are down. Lifting up that left heel and bringing it to the inside of the right ankle. And again, arms can stay here. They could go here, here, or here. So play around, see what feels good. Get your balance. Really press down in that right foot. Press down in those left toes. Finding that drishti point before you move on. So take a few deep breaths just here, just starting in the most balancing point. And then if you're ready to challenge your balance today, you can move on to a different spot. Opening through that hip, stretching through that hip, bringing that knee out to the side, slight bend in that right knee, and focus on your breath. Releasing that down. Again, bringing feet wider than hips width and just rotating from the core. Inhaling to one side, exhaling to the other. Slight bend in the knees. Awesome. Let's take a big inhale. Both arms up and over. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhaling everything up. Palms come to touch. Reach up, look up. Really lifting those fingertips towards the ceiling, and then exhaling, hands to heart center. Awesome. All right, let's make our way back down to the mat. We're going to go onto our backs with our knees up and soles of the feet on the mat. So coming all the way down. Take your time getting there. Doesn't have to be graceful. All right, so we're gonna bring our heels a little bit closer to our glutes, really pressing the soles of our feet into the mat. Palms are down by our sides, pressing into the mat. I want you to engage your core, bringing belly button towards your spine, and really just sitting with feeling that lower back on the mat right now. Taking a few slow, deep breaths. Supporting that lower back. And now we're going to get ready to move into bridge pose. So our feet are in position, our hands are in position. We're going to inhale, and on the inhale, lifting our hips towards the ceiling or the sky, pressing into those feet, pressing into the fingertips, and slowly exhaling down. Again, remember, picturing your spine just slowly rolling vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down to your lower back. Kisses the mat again. And then the inhale, we're going to raise back up, nice and slow, looking up at the ceiling, exhaling to lower back down. Again, inhaling up, exhaling back down. Inhaling up, exhaling back down. Awesome. Now we're going to do the restorative bridge pose that we did in the instructional video. So if you have a block, grab a block. You can also, if you don't want to do restorative bridge, you can also just continue with the bridge lifts that we were just doing, nice and slow. So that's another option. Or you can hang out in the starting pose as well. All right, so bringing that block right to your lower back so it feels comfy. As comfy as it can feel with a foam block underneath your lower back. Feet are still pressed into the mat, but very gently. Hands are just by your side. Let your shoulders fall back towards the mat, sticking your chest out just slightly, but you don't want to be lifting up. It's still resting, but just sticking it up slightly. Gaze is towards the ceiling. You can soften your gaze if you'd like, and just take some really nice, slow, deep breaths here. Let's focus on breathing in for a count of 4 and breathing out for a count of 6. Again, you can try that Ujjayi or ocean sounding breath that we've been working on. Or nice deep inhales through your nose and exhales through your mouth. One more slow, deep breath here. Awesome. So when you're at the end of your exhale there, lifting up your glutes, removing the block and bringing it out to the side. Now we're going to windshield wiper those legs. So back in the starting bridge position, we're just going to inhale here and exhale slowly. Drop both knees over towards the right, not going all the way down. Inhaling back up. Exhaling to the left. Just going side to side, nice and slow. Inhaling as knees come towards the ceiling. Exhaling as they drop to the side. One more each side. Really nice slow breath. It's almost like meditative to inhale up. Exhale to the side. All right, coming back up. We're gonna hug those knees in. So lift your right knee in towards your chest, left knee in towards your chest. You're gonna bring your hands right below your knees, so not on the knee joint, but right below the knees, and just gently hug those knees in towards your chest. You might feel a stretch in your lower back and your hamstrings and your glutes. Now we're going to inhale, just tugging those knees a little bit closer to the chest. Exhale to release. Inhale to hug. Exhale to release. Feel your lower back pressing gently into the mat here. And then we're going to bring one knee, the right knee, in towards us. Send the left leg out long. Flexing both feet, toes towards the ceiling. Lower back pressing into the mat. Gazes up towards the ceiling. And just gently hugging that right knee in towards your chest. Again, nice slow deep breaths. Really focusing on winding your body down after our practice today. We're almost to the end. Option here if you want to rotate your ankles. Circling them both ways. Flexing and extending the feet. Nice. All right, switching sides, sending that right heel out long, bringing the left leg in, hugging that left knee towards your chest, flexing both feet. And then if you'd like, rotating the ankles both ways, flexing and extending the feet. Lower back gently pressing into the mat. Awesome. Let's send both heels out long. Bringing your feet a little bit wider than hips width. Let your toes fall out to the side and open so your body's really relaxed. Bringing your arms down to your side. Palms up or palms down. Roll your shoulders down and back towards the mat. Let your body just really start to relax as we move into Shavasana. So softening your gaze or finding a point to look at. Letting your forehead relax. Relax your eyes into your socket. Relax your jaw. And just let your breath go. Now you don't need to concentrate on the deep breaths like we've been doing through our practice. Just let your breath be natural. Just give yourself this time to rest. Starting to bring your awareness back to your breath, back to the room, Noticing the sounds in your room. Wiggling your fingers and toes. And when you're ready, bringing yourself up to a seated position. And always start in an easy pose. You're bringing your hands to heart center. Soften your gaze. Thank you for practicing with me today. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be safe. Thank you for practicing with me today, and I will see you next week for week 3's instructional video. Feel free to practice these videos and the ones from week 1 in the meantime, and I will see you soon.